Rest in peace to the Buffalo legend DJ Shay. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new Black Soprano family album entitled Long Live DJ Shay. This is a commemorative project from BSF artists to honor the legacy of the late great producer DJ Shay. Now, Shay was important not only to the city of Buffalo as a whole, but also to the growth and the development of the Black Soprano family and Griselda. And this album marks the second Black Soprano family project. We aren't even going to count the Trust the Sopranos album, which was pretty lackluster, especially given the talent from both respective crews. But this new project boasts production from the following: DJ Shay, Camouflage Monk, Six Figure Digga, Rick Hyde, Alchemist, DJ Premier, Ill Tone 716, Jansport J, Larry Bird Beats, Fresh IR, and Wavy West. And I also want to point out that it was mixed by the one and only young guru of Jay-Z and Rockefeller fame, which is a pretty big level up. It contains 14 songs and lasts approximately 41 minutes. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. This thing opens with an intro by Westside Gunn and Fuego Bass. Gunn talks for about 2 minutes while Fuego Bass delivers some bars over a dope nocturnal beat from Shay. Track 2, Shay Face, is an up-tempo banger from Benny and Rick Hyde. I like the punchy piano production from Six Figure Digga, which put me in the frame of mind of that old Dipset and Rockefeller era. Both Benny and Rick Hyde do their thing on top of this head-nodding production. Then on 297 Parkside, Camouflage Monk blesses us with an angelic vocal sample that manages to be one of my favorite instrumentals. We get El Camino setting it off with a solid verse, followed by Stove God Cooks, who delivers a standout hook, and Rick Hyde has an earnest performance. You know, you can't say that he hasn't been improving with the bars. So yeah, overall, this record is one of the highlights due to the attractive production and the catchy chorus from Stove. Next is Danger Zone featuring OT The Real, and it is backed by a chilly and ominous piano loop courtesy of Rick Hyde. OT opens with a strong verse detailing his authenticity in the streets. He raps Mortal Kombat, this dopes of fatality. Your plug wore snakeskin and matched his personality. Only A's and B's I ever got was assaults and batteries. Rick Hyde and Heem gave solid performances, but it was OT who I felt really stole the show. And the props to Rick Hyde for this production. Afterwards is Pandemic Flow with Conway, Rick Hyde, and Corey Guns. Now, given the title and the mention of the year 2020, I have to assume it's an older record with a crunchy and otherworldly beat from The Alchemist that is one of his dirtiest in recent memory. Everyone here uses the double time flow. Conway's verse probably stood out the most, especially when he spoke of hard times like I'm from a city, a lot of despair, and mama love ain't have $1 to spare. It's been a while since I heard Corey Guns, who sounded good, and I can only imagine how Lil Wayne as a guest would have destroyed this beat. Following this is the Heem solo Bastard Child, where Heem speaks on surviving the cold streets of the east side of Buffalo over a flute-backed boom bap beat from Larry Bird Beats. And there is a somber and overcast feel which complements Heem's grim tone. He talks about how real killers don't shoot in the crowds because that is how women and kids get hit. So there's no respect for those accidental murderers. But yeah, as a whole, it's a solid solo cut that displays Heem's potential. Track 7 is the Sit Down at Primo's skit, which finds DJ Shay and DJ Premier talking about the record 18-Wheeler, where DJ Shay admits to using Primo's drums. It is a brief fun fact that sets the mood for the lead single, Times Is Rough, produced by DJ Premier, who provides us with one of his better beats in the past year or so. I really love the Raekwon vocal scratches on the hook. And Benny, Rick Hyde, and Heem all managed to come correct. Benny has some fly lines like, dudes can't touch a brick without putting my shit on, and if it ain't Griselda, It's Love Song. It was great to hear Benny go off over this primo production indeed, and I want to highlight how Heem also got busy. Then there is Mustachios featuring Bodie James, Heem, and Chase Fetty, backed by a wailing guitar riff from DJ Shay. This type of psychedelic production seemed tailor-made for Bodie James, who definitely went off, and I particularly dug his George Gervin Iceman reference. Heem also didn't disappoint, while Chase Fetty closed it out with a strong and witty verse, and his similarities to J.R. Ryder vocally are eerily apparent. Meanwhile, track 10, Lilo, offers a change of pace sonically. We get a laid-back soul sample, G-funk synthesizers, and a mellow guitar, which give the record that laid-back Midwestern twang. It comes across as a dedication record to Bone Thugs, as Crazy Bone is the guest feature. El Camino managed to sound right at home over this wavy beat. Love Boat Luciano definitely rose to the occasion as well, but it was Crazy Bone who demanded the most attention. As a whole, it was a cool and refreshing record that I didn't expect to hear. Bone and BSF making moves together. I can dig it. Track 11, Respect to Shay, is just an interlude from the Joe Budden podcast following DJ Shay's untimely passing. It is followed by the bigger BSF posse cut with Armani Caesar. It's backed by a simple but effective enough gritty beat from Rick Hyde. It might be my least favorite instrumental, but it does get the job done. And Rick Hyde does come through with a decent verse with the following lines grabbing my attention. I'm just trying to show my dedication to like I'm Wheezy. But it was Benny and Armani Caesar who really showed and proved. Benny stated, talking top 5, didn't say me? How? I've been running all this rap shit lately. $1 million deal shit's crazy. Not bad for a trenches baby. I did like the line, but it is kind of predictable that both Benny and Conway these days are calling out everyone for not having them in their top 5. Whereas Armani Caesar rapped, fold a bitch like an origami, stripping game, put that shit behind me, but I still managed to keep a pole around me. So it will be interesting to hear how the Liz 2 will sound. The second to last song is Brody with Heem and El Camino. We get a dusty and warm soul beat, courtesy of Jansport J. It's a perseverance anthem about making it through the hard times. El Camino especially delivered with a catchy and heartfelt hook. He's another one, like Stove God, who rarely misses in the hook department. Should call him Stove God Hooks. I thought Heem had a dope verse where he reflected on his come up, giving us some vivid details of when he first hopped off the porch. Then the album wraps up with the Benny solo, Mr. Pyrex Man. It really ends this project on a strong note as Benny spazzes over swirling keys and hi-hats, and it has that late night creeping quality. Benny had some quote-worthy lines, no doubt, like when he said, my hunger for drug money and ratchet shit just be creeping up sporadically. Put a brick around me and that'll be assault and battery. And put my chain on the table and bitches start sunbathing. But yeah, Benny came through with heavy braggadocio, letting us know why he's the Pyrex Man. Overall, I give this project a rating of a strong 3.5 mics. It's a super solid release that is definitely a step up from their 2020 DJ drama mixtape. At the time, I recall being somewhat skeptical of BSF as a crew outside Benny, obviously, but Rick Hyde and Heem throughout the past couple of years had demonstrated that they have been working and improving their craft. I thought all the features were good and the production was pretty strong front to back. At the end of the day, it's raw street rap that can be played all the way through. My favorite tracks include 297 Parkside, Danger Zone, Times Was Rough, Mustachios, Lilo, Brody, and Mr. Pyrex Man. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out. But be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. BSF, Black Soprano family, long live DJ Shay. One.